We're still trying to get on YouTube, and we're, we're yet to start on radio. It's 3 minutes past 7. When you're having issues, don't speak as if it's your enemy. I think I'm going to abandon this thing. It's not wasting my time. I'm going to start. Let's wing it and see how it goes. It's 7:04. It's too long already. Yeah, we're live. Okay, time to go. Okay, that's the get again. Bam, 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 bam. Bada, ba, ba, di, bam. It is, it is, it is. Jesus. Wow, wow, wow. The rains are not playing. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. And welcome to the Vintage Talk Show with the Fudge. It's a lovely, lovely last day of a wonderful August. How has the month been for you? It's I call it my favorite month. I wasn't born on that in that month, but yeah, a lot of stories around August, an auspicious month. Yeah, welcome to the show wherever you're watching us or listening to us. Facebook, YouTube, Top Radio. Join us. And let's move. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Fudge. And I'm not alone. While I await the gentleman, there's a lovely lady in the house. Good morning, Esife. Arugdade, good morning.
Good morning to everybody. Happy weekend. It's the last weekend in August. So congrats to us. We made it this far. And happy African Day to all of us in Nigeria.
You always know Esife has something in her pouch to give us. African Day. Which one is that one?
It's for we Africans.
Okay. So remember that we're Africans awards.
We are celebrating ourselves as Africans.
Okay, I'll advise we celebrate ourselves every day. Okay. Esife has introduced me to African Day. Uh, Maybe the world is in solidarity with us for all we have suffered, through the centuries. It's the African Day. Okay, that's nice. Well, we'll be having talking points today. Hopefully, the systems work well enough. We have a specialist guest who will help us answer these questions. Considering the state of Nigerian education, what sorts of actions should be taken and how urgent? Well, you hear from our guests when the time comes. All right, let's rewind. We'll also make an entry. We've been trying to for the past 2 weeks. Hopefully, it will come up today. Okay, let's kick off with words from our ancestors. What do they have for us this morning? I quote: "Dine with a stranger, but save your love for your family." A truer word I haven't seen. Dine, eat with your stranger. I beg your pardon. But save your love for your family. If you throw your love all over the place, it'll be smashed right back on your face. So, borrow yourself sense. Nowhere to dispense your love, nowhere to who to show your love to. Right? Save your love for your family. Well, here we save all the love for you. That's why we continue to speak truth to power and shine light on dark spots on the Vintage Talk Show. Let's start with something interesting. I don't know if you saw this video during the week. I call him my hero of the week. He's a young man in a viral video, a burly young man, bearded. I was controlling the traffic because the other side was heavy. People were taking what we call one way. Uh, you know, of breaking all the rules without care. So I saw him holding a stick, just one stick. I'm telling this what do you call this escort rider, SUV escort with all the flashing lights and siren and all that stuff. And the guy stood in front. Go back, go back, go back. He was at it for like 10 minutes. My brothers and sisters, the car turned back. Now I began to chase all the other, all these keke, napep, and everything. Everyone turned back, and the road was smooth on the other side, and heavy. That's how to behave, the patriotic, conscientious, serious-minded Nigerian. I hail that guy. He's my hero of the week. Ideally, those are people the government, state or federal should fish out to honor, to celebrate for selfless service to keep insanity on our road. Okay, it's first already wondering where are we going today. This is taking long go. Okay, we are ready to kick off with our starters this morning: entertainment news, global trends, and uh, headline reviews. Let's start with ACFS Entertainment rollout.
Group excited by federal government plans to grow creative sector. The Tinubu Media Volunteers, a think tank, have commended the federal government's multiple initiatives to grow the creative sector into a $100 billion industry by 2030. Chukwudi Enekwechi, the group's chairman, praised these initiatives in a statement on Sunday, 25th August in Abuja. He noted that this initiative aligns with the efforts of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration to build a $1 trillion economy as soon as possible. Enekwechi further emphasized that the Nigerian creative industry has become a global brand, with musicians and performers making waves across the globe. He believes this will increase the country's gross domestic product and provide job opportunities for many Nigerian youth who can showcase their talent to a global audience.
Absolutely in agreement with the what they call it think tank,
Tinubu
Tinubu
Media
Media
Volunteers.
Volunteers. Okay, if we get our hang around it, not just on the pipeline, as they say, not just the dream, and we're able to activate that, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. We have so much talent, so much, so much resources and all to do great and mighty things. So we look forward to that happening.
Bolanle Austin Peters unveils Film Village. Award-winning film director and producer Bolanle Austin Peters has recently unveiled a 10,000-acre BAP film village in Ekpe, Lagos. The 55-year-old filmmaker, who is the founder and artistic director of BAP Productions, shared this news in a recent post on her verified X account. She revealed that her latest Netflix film, House of Ga, was shot at the film village, which was transformed from a large expanse of land with greenery and dense forestation into its current state in just a few months. Austin Peters also mentioned that the film village is available for commercial use, including recreation and film productions. She added, "So many have asked where we shot House of Ga. This is it, Bar Production Film Village in Ekpe. Over 10,000 acres of land, rolling hills, huts and other facilities. open for business to filmmakers and excursions. In addition, Austin Peters is now in the company of other industry figures like Kunle Afolayan and Ibrahim Chatta, who have their own film villages.
Wow.
Afolayan launched Kunle Afolayan Productions, Cap Film Village and Resort in Igbojaye, Okeogun, Oyo State in 2022, while Ibrahim Chatta introduced his Afri Chatta Film Village in Oyo Town in 2023.
Fantastic piece of
Well
news.
done.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Bolanle Austin
Bolanle
Peters. Wow. I mean, that's what BAP is. Bolanle Austin Peters
Yes,
production.
from our name.
But I was thinking 10,000 acres. 10,000 acres in is there enough land? You know, a plot, an acre is 6 plots. I understand. So you're talking about 60,000 plots. Where is the whole of Ekpe? Is the half of Ekpe? Not even up to 60,000. Wow. We have landmass. If indeed it is correct, that's a wonderful, fantastic. I don't know. I mean, all we can say is congratulations. The vision, the tenacity, the passion, enthusiasm to make it work.
Yes.
It takes an extraordinary mind to get that going. All the best. All the best.
Lala Akindoju questions practice of changing names after marriage. Lala Akindoju recently expressed her views on the tradition of women changing their surnames after marriage. She believes that women should not feel obligated to take their husband's surname and suggested the idea of merging surnames instead. Akindoju shared her opinion on her social media handle, stating that the practice lacks scriptural backing and originates from old-fashioned ideas. She emphasized the importance of retaining a maiden name for a woman's identity and encouraged couples to openly discuss what works best for them without feeling pressured by others. Akindoju married Nigerian chef Bubemi Fregene, also known as Chef Rex, in September 2018, and they welcomed their son in February 2021. She began her acting career in 2005 with stage performances before transitioning into feature films. Akindoju has received numerous awards for her work in the industry.
Well, Miss Akindoju, as whatever you call yourself is what people will call you. If you choose not to take your husband's name and your husband is okay with it, it's okay. If you choose to bear your father's name and you don't care what if people think you are married to your father, it's okay. If you, I mean, either way, I will respect your opinion. It's your choice, and it should be. I mean, people should not frown at that. Look at the couple that will celebrate today, Olu Jacobs and Joker Jacobs. They've been there for like 40 years, and they've gone. I mean, they have not gone their separate ways, even when they have separate names. But it works for some, and it doesn't work for others. You know, so it's like the nose. Everybody has it, but they're all different. Okay, good luck for the single madam. Okay, let's go.
I just had a failed kidney transplant.
Yeah.
TG Omori. Cinematographer and music producer, thank God Omori, popularly known as TG Omori, recently revealed that he experienced a failed kidney transplant after his brother donated his kidney to help him with his kidney-related ailments. Omori shared this news on Wednesday, 28th August, and requested Nigerians to pray for him as he has been going through a tough time. In his statement, he wrote, "1 year after my kidney failed, I underwent a failed transplant at St. Nicholas Hospital in Lagos. Please pray for me." The music producer, who has been out of the public eye for some time, also posted a picture of himself in tears on a hospital bed while receiving oxygen. Despite hinting at his health issues through cryptic tweets before the recent transplant, he opened up about the situation. In a tweet from last month, he wrote, "If I cross your mind, please say a prayer for me."
Well, the elder statesman has been able to join us. Good morning, Tokumbo Jakule. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Fad. Good morning, Lagos. What the time to join? That's a sad news, though. I will keep praying for him. Yeah, it's rather touching. I can understand, and people can as well. Let's pray for him. Meanwhile, good morning.
Wow, that's what is called double jeopardy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
failed kidney, one that's
Yeah.
graciously given by his brother,
Brother,
also
yes,
failed.
yes.
Uh,
Wow.
May God help
Wow.
him. I don't know what else can you say. It's so
Really
terrible.
touching.
Amari,
Yeah.
we pray that you survive this and
Amen. Amen.
by some miracle get
Mhm.
back on your feet. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Really.
Forgive me, I'm gradually losing my life.
Ah,
Adana Luke pleads. Actress and producer Dana Luke has asked for forgiveness from Nigerians over the tragic boat accident that led to the death of actor John Odomodo, also known as Junior Pope, and four others. In a video shared on her Instagram page on Monday, 26th August, Luke, who was the producer of the movie titled The Other Side of Life, in which the crew were starring before their tragic death, expressed her deep depression since the incident, which occurred in April.
hmm.
Luke explained that she has been unable to work or reach out to people for jobs since the incident. She also shared details surrounding the circumstances of the boat's accident, mentioning that she had requested a better location to shoot the movie and was assured by her team that the area was safe. In April,
Mm-hmm.
the
Hmm.
Actors Guild of Nigeria banned actors from participating in any film produced by Luke until further notice.
Wow.
Mm.
That was a tragic one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
And
I don't
you know.
uh so sad, so sad.
Yeah.
The John Junior Pope
Mm.
was a tragic thing. It was even filming the spectacle before the accident occurred.
Yeah.
And they didn't have life jackets. I understand.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's so sad. So in spite of the tragedy and all that, they still have to find a way of forgiving her and accommodating her.
Mm.
To err, they say, is human, and to forgive is divine. What
Mm-hmm.
has happened. I hope they all have learned from it, and then they can move on to better things. We have to be careful. Life,
Mm.
life lost tragically changes the mindset and the atmosphere. See what she's going through, and imagine
Mm-hmm.
what the family was dead going through. You know, so it's so
Mm.
sorry, so sorry.
It's sad.
Okay, we still have more.
No, hold on.
Okay, we'll take a short break. That's global. Ah, I beg your pardon.
Entertainment.
That's entertainment news by AC Arogundadi. We'll be back shortly. Let's play you some music. Uh, I guess it's pretty early this morning. He's already showing his face. We'll be back. It says Traboski. I hope it is playable on air. I don't know what that is. It's sung by BNX.
Ah,
Let's have. If it's the jazz line, it must have been scrutinized. So I believe it's good morning, Alex. All right, good
morning, sir.
morning, Dr. Boyola. It's 8 o'clock now. You're already at,
The
you're
program
already
is
at
eight.
It needs to be
you're
here.
only
Eh?
8. Oh, the program starts at 7, but your own interview is 8.
No. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
When I saw eight, I quickly, when I saw seven, you
no,
can't,
no, no. That's the
they
problem.
don't mind me. So,
It's a 2 hour.
okay.
Thank you. That means you
So,
can get it easily.
so I can exit
I come
to
back. If you
conserve
want to go,
my power.
it's okay. No
I
problem.
can
It's
go.
better. So we'll
Okay.
meet you at 8 o'clock, please. Thank you.
All right, great. Okay.
Alex, can't believe that. It's in the studio. I remember to global trends. I don't know what's wrong
Yeah,
with my.
I was just checking for it and I couldn't find it. So I was wondering.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't. I don't know. I don't have. But he's
Uh,
found it though. Alex, morning.
Good morning, sir. Mr. T, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Oh wow.
Gary, welcome back. It's been a while.
Yes,
I'll
so I'm
just run
sorry.
something up from here. I'll just run to upload some here. It's too late to be sharing. I don't want to disorient you. So just get your
Okay.
comments from it. I'll take your comment as I read out from here. I'm already concocting
All right.
something from here.
Okay. Raj,
Sir?
when next year you are playing songs and you can't relate to the titles or the lyrics, ask us if
Okay. Eh,
the Gen Zs
is
know everything.
I
I'm
don't think
speaking
it's
from
the
experience.
song,
The song, but not the
the
lyrics.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay. She
Not the
knows though. She
lyrics,
knows about
okay.
we
Where
only
I
know.
work, the Gen Zs are in charge of the music.
That's it. Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was deliberate. Yeah, we had to tell them to do it.
The music that captures the youth can only be understood by the youth.
Uton, yeah,
That's true. That's true.
yeah. And that means age is counting.
Age is it is so
It's
Mr.
creeping
Tio.
in, yeah.
This
It
so
is creeping
every time I go to the sitting room to look for something that I was sure I was looking for, and as I start going around, I start from here, I know it's coming.
in. Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, we're back. We are getting back live. Mr. T is here, interestingly. And Alex has joined us at last. He's been able to unlock himself. It's still dark at his end, but please manage him before the sun rises. Okay, we're back, and this is still the Vintage Talk Show. I'm your host, Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends are here. I'm just doing the formal introductions all over again because we're just assembling. With me is Tokumbo Ojekunle, Mr. T. Thank you for joining us. And of course,
Thank you, Raj.
our analyst and co-anchor is here at last. Alex Ogundadegbe. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, sirs. It's good to be here. Sorry for coming in late.
It is the signs of the time. So you're welcome. Okay. I have the duty of reading the global trends brief falls on me this morning for circumstances caused by my out of control, whatever. That's my problem. As they say on the streets, it's my bad. Mongolian officials have an obligation to arrest Vladimir Putin if he visits the country next week, according to the International Criminal Court, which issued an arrest warrant for don't make me laugh now. Which issued the arrest warrant for the Russian president last year. Gentlemen, who, who
That
in
sounds
Mongolia,
like a
who
joke.
in
You can
Mongolia will go
continue
arrest?
laughing.
Oh my! Who in
God.
Mongolia
God.
arrest Putin? Oh,
Mongolia used to be part of the Soviet Union. It's a
Yes.
small country.
that's
Uh,
why they used to send people to go and punish them. You know.
Yeah. Yes. You
Oh,
want to arrest
yeah,
your Lord and
yeah,
Master.
yeah, your overlord. Oh,
Oh, your my
oh,
Lord.
the criminal court. They're not serious. You know, short of sending. I don't even know how they want to do it. They just leave that Mongolian alone. No. You just see their president will just travel. Will just travel out for where. Anyway, next story. Next story is a sad one. It says almost 40,000 people died alone in their homes in Japan during the first half of this year. Says a report from the country's police. Ah, That's
Wow.
alone. That means
Oh,
they
they are
were lonely.
huge.
They were alone in the house. 40,000 people. You
What
know
could
that
be the cause?
Japan has a very, very robust population control system and all that. So there's no support system as such. When people grow, they just grow out and leave the home, and the parents are alone, or they
Apart
by
from
one death
that,
or the
Mm.
other.
traditionally in Japan, they see suicide in some cases as being honorable.
Mm.
So I
What
don't
college?
know if there's a link anywhere there.
They
Mhm.
didn't
Uh,
claim
They didn't, they
suicide.
didn't, they didn't, they didn't die, but they didn't kill themselves. I
They
think
didn't
they
kill
slept
themselves.
and didn't wake up.
Yeah, the key word is alone. They died without anyone near them to give them support or to resuscitate them or to help them in any way. They were alone. I think that's the key
yeah.
word, alone.
But
You
Japan,
know,
Japan ironically is known for the support system, especially the elderly. They are known for gathering round people and supporting them. So, I mean,
Mm.
maybe it's the new trends that are
maybe it's the
creeping into.
urban side. Maybe it's the urban area.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Probably.
it's so sad. 40,000 is
Yeah.
quite hefty.
Ah,
Okay,
wow.
moving on to another sad story. Uh, ni- mm, People outside of the US may not know this. This happened in New Jersey. Uh, National Hockey League star Johnny Gandro and his brother have been killed in a car accident. It happened
Mm.
Oh dear.
yesterday. Yes.
Oh
It's
dear.
Hockey is also a very popular game in US. Baseball.
It
What's the other
is.
thing? Um, Basketball.
There,
I think
there
then
football,
comes
you also have
you know,
American football.
American football.
Mhm. Mhm.
Even hockey. Hockey, I think, is even more popular than the normal football they call soccer there.
Soccer,
Especially
yeah.
ice hockey.
That's English
Hockey
football.
is very big. It's very big in the
Yeah.
US and Canada. They have this international competition they host there. Um,
Well,
and it has a robust history too. It's been way back, many years. That's sad.
uh,
That's a loss to the game.
It's a
it's
big
terrible.
loss. Yeah, big loss.
Okay. Let's look at something chewy. Uh, this is headline: Are AI created recipes hard to swallow? They're using AI, artificial intelligence, to create recipes. When a Dubai pizza chain asked an AI chatbot to come up with new toppings, it suggested Arab shawarma chicken with Indian grilled paneer cheese, Middle Eastern za'atar herbs, and tahini sauce.
But but
Wow.
I hope you didn't add a sprinkle of diesel oil or something,
It's like it's
because
like asking
because
AI to create a
you
Nigerian,
never can imagine what these guys can do.
asking it to create a Nigerian delicacy, and it says ila lasekpo with ofo nubu. We add tuwo shinkafa, add in
And,
biggest.
and kill a she as a meat.
But
Oh my!
gentlemen, there's an angle to that story which we need to briefly examine before we move on. AI
Okay,
is taking the world by storm. It's
it
going to
is.
be, it's going to affect everything we do, and a lot of things will never be the same anymore.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
That is
yeah,
artificial
yeah,
intelligence. It's affecting
yeah.
almost everything.
Everything,
And I'm afraid
everything.
because it's gonna remove the human touch from some things. That's my
Mhm.
fear. You know.
Mhm. Let me make it easy for you. It's going to create another civilization entirely, and be
Yeah.
ready for it. It's a shocker, because right now, there is a capacity within it that can pick a newly released song this morning, and you ask the song, you ask AI to reconfigure a 1940 music in that genre, it will convert
Yes.
that tune, this present day tune, into a 1940 Walt Disney like. And honestly, you would enjoy it. And I'm saying to myself, that's revising
Yeah.
the whole
But
spectrum of
it
everything.
is.
Everything.
It is. Let me scare you a bit. You can write a script and tell AI to write something else using your style,
Yeah.
and it will copy your style and write something else.
Mm. AI is something
Tough.
else. I think one of my children was telling me that since she shifted towards a app chatbot or something like that, that
Mm.
our life has been at ease. Just tell them this is what I want.
Praise
This
on.
is the
It just
parameters,
praise
and
on.
then I say, wow, wow. I don't
Now,
want to even begin to
in
with that.
academics, they put in measures to check,
Yeah.
because if youngsters are going
Plagiarism
to
will
start
just be
using AI to do assignments, to do
terrible.
dissertations, and it's going to be
I actually
terrible.
had I actually had that experience. I gave assignment to some of my students. I teach an HND class, and uh, they came. I expect 1 or 2 pages. They came out with like 7, 8, 9 pages. I said, what is this? So I was reading the something. I saw the same, uniformity of thought in the way they presented their argument, even when they're changing parameters. I say, how did? Where did you didn't teach in class? Where
There
did you
are,
get
there
this
are
one from?
tests. There are tests
They
that
don't
will
confess that
reveal how
they,
it was
they, they,
configured.
they sought help electronically. I say, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. Well, I gave them what they deserve. Okay, let's move on. This is what I call Bekun Bekun.
Mm.
Back in May, passengers aboard the Villa Ver Residence Odyssey. That's the name of a ship, something
Okay.
like that. They were embarking
Odyssey.
on the journey of a lifetime, a round the world cruise that could last up to 3 years. However,
Mm.
technical problems have stranded the ship and its cruisers for 3 months in Belfast. That is in Northern Ireland. They are going for a 3 year holiday cruise. Wow. Now they are holidaying for 3 months somewhere in the coast of Belfast, where they sort out.
Kind of reminds me of the Titanic and
Yeah,
the trouble that.
exactly.
This one is not crashing.
Exactly.
This one is not crashing. It will not crash. It will
But
not
but
crash.
but, but
No,
Fudge,
it won't
that
crash.
story, did it state what they were looking for? Are they in search of something?
No,
I
it's a
mean, you're going to
holiday.
leave the whole world and you go
They're
around
just
that world
having fun.
in
They're
three
just
years,
having
fun,
fun
eh?
for 3 years.
No whether it's
It's
Beku
because
Beku.
you are Nigeria, you are workaholic. You can't imagine yourself leaving work for
No,
three
not
three
not
years.
no Fudge.
For 3 years.
Nigeria's case is not workaholic. Oh. The issues on ground self is enough to make you forget to forget workaholic.
Oh,
Now.
so you are only get there for 3 years.
The issue
Except
is 3 years.
you are a retiree and your wife has gone on Omugo and you are the one alone in the house. You cannot
But
say
that's a
you
very
want to go.
personal thing. That's a very personal thing.
No, I'm not suggesting. I'm not actually. There was no pun intended. No, really,
No,
really. I swear, really, there was no
no,
pun
no,
intended.
okay. It's fine. No
Okay,
wahala.
it was a
No wahala.
statement.
She
Nothing
knows you.
intended. Okay, this is on about the U.S. election. It says Vice
Hmm.
President Kamala Harris has defended changing her mind on several issues in her first interview since becoming the Democratic nominee. I think it was on she was on CNN yesterday, and
Yeah,
see
I
people
saw
are
that.
bringing out virus for fact checking and all that. Well, if there's need to change my mind, you change mind. You can't be rigid in sorry about life's issues. If you
Mm-hmm.
have a what do you call it, an epiphany, change your mind
Mm.
and state why you are changing it, and but you just don't keep on changing like flip flop and all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next one is war in Ukraine. We're still don't forget the war is still in that
Mm,
country. One of
mm,
the F-16 fighter jets sent from NATO allies to Ukraine has been destroyed during a Russian attack. A Ukrainian military source revealed. Wow, those are
mm.
expensive equipment. F-16
Yeah,
fighter jet. Mm. Yeah,
one of those costs upwards of a billion dollars. When you
mm.
look at all the gadgets aboard and everything.
Extremely expensive. Right. See, war is something else. War. That's just destroyed in a twinkle of an
Yeah,
eye. They finish billions
it's
there.
only the arms dealers that enjoy war. They smile to the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They supply ammunition and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they can supply both sides ammunition and sit back and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Okay, let me give us the last beats. There have been some interesting beats from all over the globe this morning. This is called Office Life, somewhere in Australia. The boss of an Australian mining farm has said his white collar employees leaving the office to buy a cup of coffee cost the company too much money, telling telling shareholders wants to hold staff captive all day long.
Oh my God.
Excuse me? What was that?
Oh my! Why is this? Why can't you provide the coffee for them in
I
house?
wonder.
Why do you want to hold them captive all day long and no coffee? You know? Oh my! Oh my! Some bosses, eh? Uh,
But on a serious note, that's their problem. Oh. Coffee is their problem.
yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
for workers there is just one rule of gala or something, and take water, pure water, or something, and then you get back, and you get back
Please
to work.
stop
But
stop the market in your
but
country.
that's the reality fact. That is if you have
Eh,
gala to even eat.
have you checked our own mining? Anyway, most times we have illegal miners. I don't think we even have a normal mining. Uh, and those ones they don't even go and buy anything. They don't eat. They are looking for how to escape
I once
capture.
saw a clip of
Yeah.
illegal mining going on in Zamfara. If you see the pictures, you'll be horrified of what
Wow.
level of degradation
Hmm.
is involved. They say the Chinese pay them 1,000 naira a day.
What?
Yeah,
Wow. So
Ah,
you
ah.
come a week, 6,000. At least you will need a day's rest. That's like 32,000 a month. Whatever you find goes to the that's slave trade.
It is slave
yeah.
That's
trade, and I think that government should begin to look into this idea of giving licenses to people. We have to
No,
check
this is
for labor laws
illegal.
as well.
it's
Yeah,
These
we should.
illegal.
people are doing it illegally.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
It's just that Nigerians they needed job. They will need the job. They will have to go and work there. It's illegal. They know if they're arrested, there will be sanctions. But if you are doing something illegal, you at least pay better now. Eh? 1,000 a day. That's something terrible.
And you know the irony, there's nobody they can report to
It's illegal
because
now.
it's
Who you?
illegal.
What's
The
the
Yeah.
workers can't make a report.
It's called that's what they call it. So nueku,
So no,
Afibora,
Ekun.
you
Yes, so
just swallow when the masquerade discharges a fat and it discharges fat. It swallows it with it's all a combat.
Fudge, oh my, look, let's go on with this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go. Let's
Okay,
just go.
thank you so much. We have come to the end of Global Trends. Thank you for joining us. I will take a short break. Let's hear what Kiss Daniel have for us this morning. Say my G. That's what we even as later the late 90s, we still used to say my G. I don't know what they call it now, what it means. It's even what does my G mean now? Is it the same thing like my
Uh-huh.
guy?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
ask them.
okay. Okay, they say we are still on course. Okay, they have not changed it. You know, uh, who here what my G is with Kiss Daniel? Shortly.
And that's a really nice song. Oh,
Before
I
they
listen to
call
it
us
sometimes.
old school.
What did you
No,
say?
that song is really nice. I listen to it sometimes.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I remember. Oh, my G.
yes. Uh-huh.
I've been
That,
told that my my song can't save my life, so I often don't attempt it. I would have, I would have tried to paraphrase the song for you.
but I've told you that you shouldn't bother to sing.
It's a
Just
shame.
go just
I
like
like
my
I like
original song.
I like singing, but
But
God
I,
has
I,
not.
I think I think I think you sing better than I do,
Ah,
because whenever
you
I
have
sing, people say that I'm listening to another chord from
people,
another area
people
of
run.
my head. And then, Mr. T, Iboni, Chin, yet you is it the same music? Oh my god.
Yeah.
A minute, a minute, a minute.
Oh, I like the lyrics. Interesting clips. You know, using what's it called? Popular lingo.
Hello.
And it's interesting. I can relate. If you get 35 houses, you only stay. You can only stay in one. Makes sense. But it doesn't matter. I don't. Let me have the 35 houses first.
Well, the others can become a business venture.
Yes, now. I should not. I should not now disdain those
Rich
who have
Dad
35
Poor
houses. I want
Dad.
to have 35 houses.
You know the famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah.
Yes.
The author was talking about real estate and why everyone should invest in it. And it made a lot of sense, really.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back shortly with newspaper reviews. While we still have Mr. T here.
Yeah. Hard times
Alex,
are
your video
hitting me
is on off.
right.
Yes,
It's still on.
I
Alex, your
was
video is on off.
fixing
Oh,
some
okay.
things.
Maybe you are doing something we should not see.
You mean more?
Just power.
No.
Trying to
Alex,
power.
but it's back now. Although we still need infrared to see his face, but it's all
It's
good.
getting clearer now.
It's getting better. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. True. True. But we need more.
Yeah. As the lights comes up. Okay, I'm going back on there. We are back, and we believe you are there. This is still the Vintage Talk Show, and we are on reviews, takes on headlines of major Nigerian newspapers, and I'll start with Saturday Independent. It says, and I quote, 2027 polls. Can PDP survive the heat of internal crisis? Then it made some riders, kickers, squabbles hurting party fortunes. Members say party has robust system to surmount odds. Or Sadolo, deputy youth leader. They're already planning for. I mean, politics is something else. I don't
Mm,
understand them at all. Yeah,
mm,
but please, we want governance before politics. Let's do this well. Let's make a difference. I'm looking at the headline that will resonate. No Saturday-ish headline here again. Uh, they are all at the periphery of the cover pages. The second headline here says NAFDA condemns online report of Nigeria's dairy market. Uh, uh, this independent is hard today. Um, okay, let's look at Tribune. Maybe it's a little softer. It leads with the Saludo exclusive. I beg your pardon. Sule Lamido exclusive. Tinubu is an emperor. It will be difficult to dislodge in 2027. Why are they all talking politics today? He says an emperor. It will be difficult to dislodge in 2027. I say an emperor in the political atmosphere. No, that's an exaggeration. Anybody can be dislodged.
mm,
These people,
Well,
wow.
maybe he's looking at the scenario we have. We have a National Assembly who seems to go with almost everything he says. There's little
Okay.
opposition to policies and issues going on. And I mean, maybe that's why he's drawn that conclusion.
mm.
But they're not the only one. They're not the only one voting. They're not the only one that will voting. We also will vote. So if he does well, we'll return
Well,
him. If he doesn't, we should be able to unseat him. That's how life should be.
in
Nobody should
Nigeria,
be.
you know what they
We are
say
going
about
there.
unseating an incumbent,
Can,
how
okay.
tough
But
it can be.
it's been done before. Now we have a president. Jonathan was dislodged.
Mm.
It can still happen. Miracles do happen sometimes. It's just that Nigerian politics don't know what is miracle. Let's see. Yoruba don't callbacks. Yoruba people must say enough to attacks by outsiders. Kwara police arrests parents of suspected killer for tampering with evidence. Why I paid back 3 million for 1,200 naira student loan I took in 1976. Honorable
Who's
Laoshe,
that?
he said that student loan thing can be terrible. Oh. He said he paid 3 million.
Yeah,
The loan the loan he took in
It's
1976 was
true.
1,200 naira.
Can imagine. So it's a roll on.
Wow. That's
1,000,
why Americans,
1,000.
especially the Democrats, always looking for ways to cancel student loans. The thing will just be,
yeah. Biden
expanding.
was trying to cancel it.
Yes.
There was a
Okay.
story. There was a story that Obama just finished paying when he was president.
Yeah, he said so.
Mm,
He said so. Yeah. The, but at least that thing is helpful. It helps indigent students to get their. I mean,
it
with
did.
all fingers.
Yeah.
If I
At
if
that
I had
time,
if
it
I
did.
had access to it, I would have finished school much earlier. You know,
Earlier. Mm-hmm.
and started. Maybe then I would have been involved in legal mining or something very lucrative. Paid back that loan speedily. Okay, let's look at Guardian. Guardian is always fighting for the Nigerian people with their
Mm.
headlines, always checking up on food prices and all that stuff. Here it says why Nigeria's love for GMOs may lead to food colonization. Colonization. Uh,
Mm.
what's GMO? Is that a genetic something? Genetically modified?
Yes,
I think they are
genetic
Okay.
seeds. Yeah,
modified. Yeah,
they are
Okay.
seeds.
Ah, well, I don't really like it. I like food that's organic. That's
organic is the
anyway.
best. Organic is the best.
Yeah,
The,
Avoid
the,
the
the
oil.
report is that they are actually forcing many countries now to toe that line, and they are doing
mm,
it in connivance with their governments. So the first attack is the food, especially
mm,
highly populated areas. And it's a sad thing when you use food to fight people, and it's not a battle of ammunition. It kills fast. It
I
kills
think it
fast. You become a beggar in your nation. Everything is just it is a tough ride though. It's an allegation though, but I when you look across the world, you are shocked about the fact food is a major problem. Natural disasters are there, the food comes in.
Yeah, in most cases, I think they're trying to smuggle it in, you know, and
Hmm.
convince people of what they seem to see as the advantages. For instance, they'll show you a tomato that's been genetically
Hmm.
modified, and you see how
Yeah.
big it is and how resistant to insects and ailments it is. That's the good side. But the bad side is it could cause ailments in the body. You know, people have been talking about cancer and hormonal imbalance and some other things.
Hmm.
God help.
well, I think we should just fight back. I mean, like what they did in Kenya during
Hmm.
the colonization. You know, you just fight back by guerrilla tactics and whatever. We have to fight back. You can't be colonized through our food again. Ah, you
Hmm.
must buy this, you must buy that. You know, a lot of things we eat in decades ahead will lead to all kinds of terrible diseases. You
Yes,
know, and then
definitely.
it,
Even right
they will say
now,
they will
our
now be using
diets
us as a testing ground and all that.
our diets are
What did you say?
changing now. I said our diets are changing because
They're
of the
changing,
development
yeah.
of foreign foods. You know, look at
We just
shawarma, for instance. 10 years ago, shawarma wasn't that popular here. I think
yeah.
I ate it first in Ghana when I was in Ghana. It wasn't very popular. You rarely see, but now it's on every street corner.
Yeah, on the roadside, all with dust all over the place. They are still, they are still- there are two things I can't. Anyway, don't let me start demarketing anybody here. Yeah, let's leave it. It's my personal problem. Let's move on. Saturday Telegraph says this is one of the things we'll be discussing later in this program with our guest. It said WASC NECO age limit. Parents,
Hmm.
teachers on warpath with minister. As Taher insists, that's the name of the minister. As Taher insists on 18 years. Apparently, every child that's under 18 ought not to sit for the
Hmm.
qualifying exams like WASC and NECO and all that.
I think
Well,
someone
we'll
ought to
discuss
take
it.
that minister to court. A lot of the pronouncements he has made have caused disruptions. You can't just sit down somewhere and make pronouncements, and it affects the faith and the very activity of people who are in the education process. I mean, it's not fair.
Well, I'm sure those who put him there will bring him to leash. It will calm down.
There's something I've always said, no, and I mean it. We should have a test. You just don't select ministers. You say to me now, you're not a minister under the federal government and stuff. Fine, no problem. And I get there and you say I should go to health. You push me to health. You push another person. In fact, you go to maybe, I don't know, maybe law or legal
Maybe
attorney
security,
general. Do
something
you
odd.
understand? Yeah. And yeah, what's my program? What do I know about it? It's true. People get into those seats without any vision on paper. What do they want to do? What exactly is their thinking? How do you make this place better? And then you have a retinue of aides around you who will give you ideas. Somebody threw this idea of a team. Somebody threw it. It's not, yeah, it is truth. And everybody been talking about it. And it's so sad. To date, we have 21-year-olds who are PhD holders in their rights all over the world. And I'm
Yeah.
asking questions. When you now hook them down to 18, what about the fast-paced people, the talented kids, smart kids?
It's special kids.
Are they going
Yeah.
to mark time till they get to that age?
You have to wait. For instance, my son qualified to get into UI at 16. He was 16 when he qualified. In fact, he had to wait a year before he got admission. He deferred his admission, my second son.
I think if a child is not rushed and by natural disposition he qualifies to sit for exam at 16, at 17, at 15, let him or her, you know, this rigid proclamation has to be this
Yeah.
age. We are not in a socialist, I mean, what's it called, communist country. You know, I'm sure that thing will be thrown out because all it needs is a challenge in courts. It's the fundamental human rights of certain people. You don't just are you a national assembly to make rules and regulation and all that stuff. He has no. It's called Bosu is not here. Well, I've told him whether it's called
So,
ex
but,
judicata. You can't talk about. It's not a business. You are not within. It's not a
well,
jurisprudence to be telling us when people should not do this and all that stuff. You're not the law.
I'm
You're not the
very glad you
lawmaker or
put
the
this
courts. Okay,
ex judicata
the,
local.
the, the man should not allow us annoy us this morning.
Mm.
Let's round up with this piece from the Saturday Vanguard. It says, "Why our security can't track kidnappers? Investigation." That's from the investigation report. "Fault not from our end," says NCC, that's the Communication Commission. "And
Okay.
politicians used tracking device for mistresses, enemies, instead of criminals." Put
Wow.
your concern. What's the business of politicians? They don't have any job. What is the business chasing criminals? They only to
I
chase
will
mistresses and
I will shock you.
and enemies.
A couple of weeks back, a couple of weeks
Yeah.
back, I had some people in a class, some members of a class, who are workers of a major telecoms outfit in Nigeria. And I asked them
Mm,
about this tracking thing, that why is it that they cannot track uh, kidnappers and robbers who make calls, for ransom, or
Hmm.
who announce
Yeah.
that they are coming to your area to rob? Why is it they can't? The guy shocked me and said it can be done, but the people who are at the helm of it will want people who make the request to meet certain demands. In other words, they want to be bribed.
mm.
You know.
Wow.
So he also asked me, he said, I should notice that when a prominent person is involved in such
Yeah.
activity, that is easily tracked. That why
Wow.
is it
Wow.
that they can't use the same process for the common man? My mouth was open. I was just looking at it. I didn't know.
Nigeria,
You
Nigeria,
know,
my country.
it's so sad. And for example, look at this case of the doctor, that doctor, Mrs. I keep forgetting her name, who is still with them at the moment since last year. And
Wow.
every time, it hurts me. It honestly hurts me. What you just said now is just like a checkpoint behind the checks. You have to go to the checkpoint first to pay for access. And when you pay for access, they will now dedicate people on the case. And then, in no time, then 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they get the
They could
kidnappers.
pick them if they really want to do it. Let me give you a scenario quickly. During the NSAS riot, there was a raid on ShopRite in Lekki. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
that incident.
I
They
remember.
raided
Yes.
the place, carted away all kinds of products. Do you know the police were able to recover most of those things and arrest the people involved? How did they do it?
Mm,
So, that's why I say when our police in Nigeria really want to work, they will do it.
Work.
They were
It
able
will
to
work.
track them via their mobile phones, the signals that bounced off the tower during the raid. What they did was
Hmm.
they tracked them to their homes and did a search, random search. When they find a new electronic or a new product that they could track back to ShopRite, they arrest them. That's what they did during that period.
okay. Okay. Last word on today's review of newspaper headlines. It's a piece on Saturday Vanguard. It says family grants Onyeka Owenu's request, buries her quietly in Lagos. I think that was done yesterday. That was reported yesterday. I suspect it happened yesterday, then
Mhm.
about. So the Amazon is finally laid to rest.
The
Uh,
elegant stallion is
Elegant Stallion, we still continue to ask God to bless her memory and give fortitude to her loved ones, which transcends her immediate family. There are loved ones all over the world. She has fans all over the
Mhm.
world.
Everybody.
Adele,
Everybody.
Adele, Onyeka, Owen. So we'll take a short break, a commercial break, then a music break, because Yemi Alade is saying something to what Alex had just revealed, which is, oh my gosh, that's what she said. And that's
I like that. I like that.
guess the one more. He came to very early. Now we
It
can't
came
find
too
him more.
early. Yeah, yeah.
before he was
No, I
there
think
now.
I think it was still coming. Probably the
He has
network.
to be there already.
His network. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get him here.
Oh.
I'll be about to lose soon.
Mm.
My lose off. Say, let me rest 10 minutes.
And
I'm
then
not
it slipped
here.
off.
Before you know it, it becomes it just drift off. Happens.
How's Bosun? Good here. Is it
It's
good?
still, it's still okay. I've not heard from him since.
He's still on
He
Mm.
was
leave.
here last week and he woke up
Okay.
late. Said it was cold. So this one, there's no waking up.
Oh, he's out of town, yeah? He's out.
Yes, that's the time.
Oh,
Okay, so we're discussing about health with Dr. Boyo. I say health with about education.
okay.
And is the deputy provost of NIJ.
Mm.
And so, by the way, Mr. T, remind me, there's a woman that came last week. She's a health editor,
Oh,
very experienced, over 30, almost 40 years in the business of reporting health.
okay.
So we can
Okay.
discuss with him, with her, what we spoke about, talking to Lankwe about. So they
Absolutely,
can,
yes. Oh, cool.
okay.
We could also make use of her on a station. But okay, fine, later then. I'll
Yeah,
look
I should
forward to
speak to
seeing
her.
speaking with him. Yeah. Okay. That'll be fine. Okay. He used to be in sports.
If it's not coming around, we just start an issue on point blank that we can deal with. We can still talk about the same education or talk something else
Mm-hmm.
to fill in the gaps before it comes in.
Can we look for a topic that won't remind us of Nigeria and stuff?
Oh God. Well,
That's
Alex, can you think of something that won't, that won't take us
help me.
into
Don't
depressive
just
mode?
help me out. Help me out. Headache every day. These stories. Uh, okay, probably switched off. Probably he's gone to sleep.
Maybe we'll
Okay.
talk about chances of Kamala Harris. That
Okay, are we
that's
deep?
it,
Yeah.
that's it neutral. Some kind of Afghanistan, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
10 seconds.
I think one of
Yeah.
these days we'll call a lady in the studio and talk about women in leadership and ask if the glass
Hmm.
ceiling has been broken.
That would be nice, though. Come to think of it.
What's that?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with your voice, Alex. It's not coming out clearly.
Oh, he was talking
Well,
about getting a woman to talk about women in leadership positions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said, right, going forward. Yeah. I
Yeah, it's
heard
something to
him.
think about.
Mm,
Think of
mm.
a woman. I don't know many women in my head.
I could call someone. I could call
Okay.
one
Okay.
of our activists
Mhm.
who could
Yeah.
shed light on current challenges. Uh, you may be familiar with Funke Egbemode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Very interesting woman.
I
Very
think Funke
interesting. Yeah.
could speak
I
to
read
those
that.
things. She has the background, the experience, and all that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think so. Are you going to make the contact, right? I
Okay, I
think
could do
it's
it.
trying to get you. Okay.
That's fine.
Boy, you are 10 minutes late. Oh, we have been trying to arrange delegation to go and
Yes,
meet you. We'll find out any problem. Are you ready for us?
no problem. All is
Okay.
well. I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we can now
Mhm.
start. Yes, we are back at last, and we have been able to break down the door so that our guests can come in. We're a little bit behind. Uh, please indulge us. Well, he's a PhD holder and therefore illustriously qualified to talk to us on any issue, especially education. And I've known him for donkey years as a journalist and a teacher. He's now the deputy provost of Nigeria's famous monotechnic, the Nigerian Institute of Journalism. Please let's welcome on the Vintage Talk Show this morning, Dr. Adeboye Ola. Good morning, Boye. There's no. Oh, you want to give us the clap intro? Okay, let's clap for you to enter
Yeah, good
so you can hear
morning,
your
Pat,
voice.
and other esteemed guests in the studio.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Uh,
You're welcome.
Actually, you are the only guest.
Welcome.
My co-anchor
Welcome.
is Ojekunle is
Uh,
there, and then Alex Ogundadibe. I'm sure you know Talks.
I know almost everybody. Whether they know me is what I don't know.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
course, we know
In
you.
case in case you settle there.
Incidentally, I'm an alumnus of the NIJ.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah,
That's
Okay,
I did a
nice.
postgraduate
that's
diploma
true.
there.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I know,
So
I know, I know. Alex came to NIJ.
okay. Okay, so the topic is not about NIJ or alumnus association and all that. The focus is the state of Nigerian education. What
Hmm.
reforms are urgently needed? Gentlemen, please let's field questions with Dr. Boyola on the issue of education. Before you came on, we were talking about this Minister Taher's statement that children, Nigerian children under the age of 18, will no longer be allowed to sit for WASC and NECO exams. What's your view about this?
Yeah, thank you, Faj, once again for inviting me on this program. We have to look objectively from on what the minister said. First, where is it coming from? I guess he's looking at the issue from the educational system we are running, that is the 6334. And based on that, according to him, a student should be ready to sit for work exam at the age of 18. But you and I also know that Nigeria is in a different planet. We have a different way of doing things. We have parents who want to push their children to the limit, whether they have they are special breed or ordinary breed like you and I. So which means a child enters primary school at the age of 3, and by 7 years old, he has not even finished the primary school. Is asked to go and do the common entrance. By 8, he's already in secondary school.
Yeah.
And then, when the child is almost 13, he's ready to, they say, go and do WAEC or do GCE. And by 14 years old, you have a child who has WAEC result or has a combined WAEC result. What those who are criticizing or who are taking objection to the minister's pronouncement is, what happens to students who are brilliant, exceptionally brilliant? Do you lump them together with those who are late boomers or late starters? Because in every society, you will always have special children like that. So does it mean that those students will have to wait till they are 18 before they can progress? Remember in the past, you used to have, after your secondary school education, you go for A level. A level is going out of fashion. But there are still many schools who are running A level. So the minister has not addressed that particular point about students who are not just ordinary students, and you always have them. What do you do with those ones? Are you saying they should wait till they are 18? I think that is the bone of contention. This statement is sweeping and generalized, and that is why, if you look, many media organizations are writing editorials, comments, Punch, Vanguard, they've written editorials on this particular issue. But for me, I don't think we should just throw the issue away. And that was why they said stakeholders in the education should be allowed to make contribution to that debate, so that it will not be like we're having a minister who is turning himself into an emperor and is now just hammering down our throats what he probably considers his personal views. And that is what anybody who's in government or even in power should know. The sustainability of whatever pronouncement you make is very key. Because you are a minister today, you can be out of that place or that thing tomorrow. So what happens? So it means that whatever you said today, immediately you leave, you just throw it away.
Yes.
So that's the key issue.
Yeah, if I may come in, interestingly, the same minister made a pronouncement about Nigerians who were able to go to some other countries in West Africa for instance, Togo and Benin Republic, to go through education processes and acquire degrees and certificates. And he made a pronouncement that any person who has acquired a certificate from any one of those countries outside of a few institutions that they recognize uh, as at 2017 till date, that his certificate is nullified. And that if he went for NYSC2, that is also cancelled. I mean, that pronouncement, that was another pronouncement made by the same minister. And I dare say, before I ask your response, there was an uproar in the public because there were even some people in the National Assembly who went through the right process to get education via private institutions in some of those countries. And you have people in different stages of development. Some of them are working already, some of them are into additional educational processes in Nigeria. And my thinking is, can someone just wake up and make that pronouncement and nullify all those things? Doctor, what do you think about all this?
So, Alex, thank you. I mentioned earlier on that those in power, it does not necessarily mean those who are in government. Even in corporate organizations, should never see themselves as the lord of the manor. We have to be very careful not to make it look like anytime we talk, all else must bow. The minister is seemingly looking like somebody who is behaving like that. The issue of degrees from Benin and Togo, you'll be amazed that some years ago, not quite long, they had a list of universities that were approved in Benin. Now, a week ago, they now came up with another pronouncement to limit them to 5. So if 5 years ago, you listed some institutions as being approved, now last week you now said those institutions are no longer approved, it will be out of tune, and I don't think it's right to say, okay, those who acquired degree at the time the Ministry of Education said those institutions were approved will no longer be valid. You cannot make a retroactive law. And in any case, it's a pronouncement, not a law. So once it is a once it is a pronouncement, it's a personal view.
Yeah.
And your views should be subjected to scrutiny of all stakeholders, even within within government. Has the minister done that? Has he consulted people? Even within our family, you can't just talk to your children anyhow and just say, oh, now this thing will not happen again. And you think everybody will follow you. They will just say they've had, and they go and do what they like, not to talk of the country. So I will advise the minister, if there's any way we'll be listening. It's always good to have ideas. But whatever ideas you have, let others who are stakeholders with you have input into it. That's the only way whatever they are saying will stand the test of time. I said earlier on, Professor Kahar Maman is the Minister of Education today. He may not be the minister from Monday. And another minister can come in and say, he will not come out openly and say what the minister said is wrong. He will just say that we will just pour water over what he has said, and then the thing will die a natural death. So we need to engage the minister more. We need to talk to him the more. And that is what I think the media is doing now with their editorial. And they are not saying he's talking nonsense. What they are saying is that other stakeholders within the industry should be allowed to make their input. Forget those in the National Assembly. You already said that some of them are there and they have Togo's, all those certificates. What do you want them to do? To now say what the minister is saying is right? Or their children who are there, you want them to say, oh, those children, the certificate they want to collect is okay. They will talk from their personal perspective first and foremost. But the stakeholders is not made up of one person. They are institutional based, and whatever contribution they are making will be in the interest of the institution they represent. We should look more in that direction. And we should advise the president, the minister, rightly on that.
Well, before Mr.
Okay.
Before Mr. come in, I would like to take a short break, and I want you to call us to join the discussion. Our focus is on the state of Nigerian education, what reforms are urgently needed, and we're chatting with Dr. Adeboye Ola. We'll take a short music break. This it should be someone that should go to school. That should have to go or Benin. It doesn't matter. You should just go. This is called Tony Montana by Skepta, featuring Portable.
One.
Oh, you should hear this song. Apparently, Skepta is a Nigerian performing abroad. Abi, is a US based guy. Is he fair?
Yeah.
Skepta is a Nigerian based abroad. Abi.
So
I don't know. That's if you're asking the Gen Z, so I was asking her.
Yeah, so
And
how
is
is
it
that?
Based in Togo. He's based in Benin.
Oh, it's based in Benin.
the kind of dread they are singing.
Fudge. The answer has come in from Doctor now. Did you hear? He said it's based in Benin. Doc said it's based in Benin.
Gentlemen,
Oh.
what we're witnessing, in my opinion, is one of
Yeah.
the flaws of our democracy. You see, where we copied democracy from, you don't just come out and make policy statements. Policy statements are debated on, in various circles before
Exactly.
they are made to stand. But in Nigeria, a minister can just wake up and make a pronouncement, and everybody has to fall in line. Nobody will challenge him. I think that has to stop. We have to find ways to stop it. Yeah, you remember during COVID, when a minister woke up and said, if you don't have your NIN linked to your SIM number, then your SIM will be validated. In the middle of COVID, nobody was. I don't know what is wrong with us in this country.
Nothing is wrong with us. Look at our cultural setup. We have a village setting, and at the end of that village, you have an Oba, an Igwe, a traditional ruler. And in the past, those ones, they have the power of life and death. It's a hangover of that cultural thing that we are still having. So we are having many gods, many kings everywhere, so that when you give them power, little power, they now see themselves above everybody. Why do you think you have our governors going everywhere and they have siren blaring clearing road for them. In what way are they more superior than you and I? Because they are governors? They have 3 heads?
I'm going back online.
Okay.
We're still on the Vintage Talk Show with uh, Vaj, Tooks, and Alex. And our guest is Dr. Adeboyola. We are talking about the state of Nigerian education, what reforms are urgently needed. And you've just heard the music of Skepta, Tony Montana, featuring Portable. And we think you can share your thoughts with us though. The number to call is 0913 697 3485. I repeat 0913 697 3485. You can get me directly. Also my line. I can't see my line now. I'll give you back later. So we are back. We are back with on the floor. Mr. T, you were going to say something.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Faj. Doc, I want us to look back a little bit. Sometimes when pronouncements are made like this, what I usually do is, why should it be made at all? Why utterance matter? This man must have a thinking from somewhere. And when we look back, there was a clamor for 18-year-olds not going on campuses. Why? They said they were too immature. They also were coming in to meet a culture shock, all of a sudden seeing elderly people in the same class with them. I don't know how psychology treats that. But would that be enough for us to say we want to stop their movement just because of that reason? I'm using just because, it's not personal, it's just because of that reason that maybe the minister thought through his lines. What do you say, sir?
Well, thank you. I think we can't stop the movement of a moving train. You can't stop a moving train. I'm not a psychologist, but I know that a child's development is like that of a train in motion. Once a child is born, it keeps growing. It keeps growing. It's just that the growth varies from one child to the other. But at the time in life when everybody levels up one way or the other, whether you are born into the home of a rich person or that of a peasant, a poor man, nature will take its course. I always tell people that when you say a child, somebody because it's 16 is a child, it doesn't mean that all of them. Every child who is 16 behaves like a 10-year-old baby. I've had some parents talking about their words who are just maybe under 10 and behaving like adults. And I've seen people say, oh, my child is 17. I don't know what is wrong with him. You have to tell him to do everything. We don't develop the same way. Many of us entered university before the age of 18. Many of us. But what I discovered when we entered was that we had colleagues who are much older than us. The advantage that they had was that they were more experienced about life, not necessarily about education. But along the line, I also discovered that whatever your age may be, you have to pay your dues in life. At a certain point, nature must slow you down to bring you to a level where you need to have a full grasp of what life is all about. And that is where experience comes in. The minister's statement should not be thrown away completely, but it should not be taken as the law. I think that is the challenge we're having now. It's making it look like it's the law that he himself made, that he has ratified, and should become operational. What should be done is to table the matter and let the stakeholders know his thinking. If majority agree with that, so be it. This is democracy, like you said. But if majority of the stakeholders say no, and I'm sure they will come with convincing arguments, then you let the whatever you are thinking, you let it slide. Not like a king will just come and pronounce and say, this is how it is. Remember the statement that our president made on his inauguration and the effect. The subsidy is gone. We all knew that the subsidy will go. But that statement alone caused a lot of kasala, if I will put it that way. From that day, you knew what the petrol station, what they did. They changed the pump price that day. So my advice is that our government officials should not see themselves as superheroes or superhuman beings. There is nothing fantastic about anybody in government or anybody in power or anybody in life. Wherever you are being given power in trust. And you must see that you alone cannot do it, except you have the support and contribution of others who are with you. I don't know where you have seen a leader governing alone, an emperor not having chiefs, or a king just the sole author of whatever it is. No, it's not done. So in moving forward, that is the advice I would like to give them.
Okay. Maybe I should just move on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want us to talk briefly about JAM. I'm a bit bothered about the role that JAM is playing in the current trend of things via university admission. In my time, and I'm sure in your time, JAM was the institution or the academic organization that gave you an admission letter to the university. But today, if you look at the process critically, you discover that JAM no longer admits anybody. Now, at the end of the day, tragically, when you look at the trends in the past 10 or more years, only about a third of the students who take JAM actually get any form of admission. And a large number of them don't even get admitted for the course which they want. Therefore, you have large numbers going into the west coast of Africa, seeking admission in other countries where they don't even have to go through such a trying process. So my question is, what do we do about JAM? What role is JAM playing now? That's my question.
What do we do about JAM? JAM did not start today and is not likely to be scrapped overnight. I remember when JAM started, I was still in secondary school. But I know that at that time, I had brothers and cousins. Some of them, one person had 2 JAM letters because that time they will allow them to take exam in different universities. I think when they realized that that was denying people, they changed that procedure. And they've been changing their operational styles over time. Remember, we Nigerians too, we are terrible human beings. Every law we have is how to circumvent it that people will be looking for.
Yes.
So you have to keep thinking ahead. Look at WAEC. WAEC certificate was not having passport photographs.
Yeah.
When they introduced the passport photograph, they were using black and white. I'll tell you what people will do. They will do black and white picture that will fade with time. So somebody can write something for them. They change that to color. So we are funny human beings. Uh, in the case of JAM, what JAM is probably doing now is to ensure that all admissions is going through JAM. It's not JAM itself that is giving admission, it's the institutions. But I think what they are having is a database that tomorrow organizations like NYC can tap into and then use it to assess those who actually are passed through and the JAM and are fit to sit for NYC. You've heard of bread seller doing NYC in Calabar. I'm sure if they have passed the list through the JAM, the bread seller would have been fished out as an impostor. So I wouldn't know whether the JAM should continue or not. I think for me, I've never given that a thought. But I also know that many of our students who are going outside the country have really not done due diligence about many of the private universities we have here. Some of them are even better than those ones that they are going to outside the country like Benin. Imagine Benin having about 36 universities. That's not Benin. And many of them are just like they are not in primary school in terms of infrastructure. So why can't our students explore the private universities there? And they are not that very expensive. There are some not very expensive. I can tell you that is almost the same amount, or if not cheaper, the one they are paying in Cotonou that they will pay here. So why go there? First, some of them do not have paper; they are not qualified. I'll give you an instance. To study mass communication in Nigeria today, you must have literature, mass and economics. Most of them do not have literature. So when they go out, they waive that for them. We are not talking of whether it is right to ask students to do literature. No, that is not the point. That would be another argument. So the students who are going outside the country, it's not that they are completely not. It's a question of looking for what will solve the problem they have found themselves in terms of the qualification they have. So I think JAM should still be until we get to the level where probably I don't know, we can conduct ourselves in a more similar way, because I don't always like comparing ourselves all the time with the way it's done in Western Europe. In Europe, it's not Western Europe is not heaven. They also have their own flaws. We also have our own flaws that we must, as they come, we must address them. We should solve our problem ourselves. Thank you.
Okay, my question before you go is I don't know. You know, you said sometime many of us enter university before 18. Some of us were senior citizens before we entered. We didn't have opportunity to start early, or maybe we are not special children. You know, whatever. We got there late, but we didn't hear about sex for marks during our time. I mean, it's not obvious. I went to school. I was in school for 4 years, and I didn't notice something like that until maybe like 10, 15 years ago. Is it that the qualities of your colleagues, I mean, teachers in higher learning or higher institutions, is it the quality of their training or their character that have dwindled? Because in my own time, looking at Mr. Nguaba, Dr. Shaibu, those guys, you can't even talk to them anyhow. Professor Vincent TK, who do you imagine doing sex for Max? It was unimaginable. No, what happened to your people?
What happened to my people and your people? Fact. I think many of us are living in self-denial. Whatever we call it, sex for Mark, has been with us for long. It's like this ritual thing that people are talking about. I knew about it as far back as when I was 4 years old. People using children, whatever, kidnap people to make money. It's not new, but the internet has changed everything. Information consumption has been democratized. Anybody who wants to know what is going on around the world will have that information just on that small black thing and Android phone. In 1980, when I was in the university too, what Faj was saying was just so the way I looked at some of our lecturers then. It was much later when we came out, I was hearing, didn't you know that so was dating so? So you are not aware. Don't you do? And I also knew that there was a lecturer in Ife who married a student of his. So they did not date. There was no relationship between them.
I don't.
I'm not holding brave for lecturers who are having amorous relationship with their students. It's condemnable. The Yoruba has this proverb that ẹṣin kò ń jẹ oko etílé
Oko
around
abeg.
there. Oko
Ó
abeg.
lè jẹ́ ó lè jẹ́ oko abeg tó bá jọ agree, but to do it
Kò
for
lè
Max,
jẹ.
that's the problem.
Nothing goes for nothing.
Nah.
No.
Maybe I'm not getting.
What I'm trying to say is this: you cannot even. There are some things that you cannot defend outside.
You can't.
That you are sleeping with your student, you can't defend it outside.
Bad enough, yes.
Especially if you are married. If you are not married, you can say, "Oh, it's somebody I want to marry." We are in a relationship. That may cover you up a bit. You understand?
Yeah.
A bit.
Okay.
But for those who are doing it for Mark, a lady who is allowing you to have an affair with her, you think it's for fun alone? Is also looking for something. If you are having an affair with a lady and you go to fail her, you'll be in trouble. So if that professor, I take your mind back to Professor Vincent DK's novel, one of the novels he wrote concerning WAEC and the rest. That was in the 80s. We saw school principals sleeping with students. It's been with us for long. But to be frank, lecturers are not expected to have a moral relationship with their students. It's unethical, it's immoral. And that is why when you find lecturers in that tangle, they are dismissed. Not suspension, it's dismissal, just to let you know the weight of the offense. So, if somebody is doing it, one of the reasons I could adjust to it is if you are staying with a group of people for a very long time, you start getting more used to each other. And from there, anything can develop. If you are the type who cannot control yourself, then you might likely end up eating the forbidden fruit. And that forbidden fruit, when you are caught, becomes poison. And you know when you're taking poison, you can die, or what will come out of it may render you incapacitated for a very long time. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are talking about lecturer-student relationship, because I mentioned fact says if it is consensual, it's not allowed. It's not acceptable.
Mm.
Okay.
So
Well, I was
the
thinking of a
advice
young
that
person who happens to be your colleague that meets with a woman and they get married.
who is your
It's
colleague?
yeah. No, I'm just
Colleague
saying
is
general.
different. No, if it's your colleague, no problem.
No, I'm saying I mean a young lecturer, maybe in his
Yes.
30s and all that, meets a
Yes.
young lady in his 20s,
Okay.
late 20s, and they
Okay.
strike a relationship,
Yes.
hoping to marry.
Yes.
I don't think that is forbidden.
Well, if they are not caught, it's not forbidden.
If they are not, if they are not caught on the
But
wedding day, they invite
no,
the
no, no, no.
HOD
If they
and
are not caught, if they are not caught doing what they are not supposed to be doing before marriage,
they won't
nobody,
do that.
everybody just take his eyes away. But
They
when
won't
they
do
are
that. I
caught,
was
but
okay then. I
if it is just if it's a relationship that leads to marriage, good. But
okay.
mind you, during the courtship, if it's so known to everybody that you are dating, it may not
They
be
will
that
inform.
pleasant.
They
It
will
will
There are
not.
inform
some
that
things,
something is going on. Yeah.
yeah, there are some things you should better do in private now. Let
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
be matured, yes. Uh,
Yeah.
do you know what I've eaten this morning? Except
Mm.
I vomit in your presence. If I told you that I ate so this morning, I've eaten spaghetti, mama rosa, or whatever, and I now I vomited in your presence, and you are saying eba and this thing. That's when you know that I've been lying.
AI
I get it.
concoction.
I
Yeah.
get it. Oh,
So that's it.
okay.
So, but
Okay. Okay.
as a takeaway, we lecturers should be very careful. That's all. We all
Okay.
know. It's like a
Okay.
thief does not know that if he's caught, it could be the end of his life. There's
Okay.
nothing
Two
like I
minutes.
tell people, yeah.
2 minutes. What will you suggest as uh, urgently immediate reforms to be taken to address to help to shoe up or to stabilize our education briefly.
Well, government. Okay, are you done?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. First, government should increase their funding for education. Not just the federal government, the state government, the local government, with all sincerity. Number two, the lecturers too should improve themselves. I know that learning is a continuous thing. I've seen my professors who are still writing papers, who are still producing works. Many of them did not say, "Oh, I've become a professor. What do I need to prove now?" They are still writing because what you see most lecturers doing in the university is writing papers so that they can get to that exalted position.
Hmm.
And some, when they get there, they go to sleep. But those who
Mm.
are genuinely cut out for it, they keep learning. So we too should keep on improving ourselves.
Mm.
We should go
Mm.
beyond what we think we know because there are still many things we don't know.
Don't
And
know.
you cannot give what you don't have. It is when we are well equipped that our students will get better. Number
Mm.
three is we should improve the infrastructural development in our universities, in our polytechnics, in our institutions. We have to ensure that we make teaching lovely to the lecturer. It shouldn't be that it's because lecturers don't have any other thing to do. That is why they are now into academics. No. If somebody is not earning a good salary, which is relative, Of course, he will look for other things to supplement whatever he's having, is having. Those who are creative will not go about all those selling handouts, and asking students for money. They look for something outside to do and be combining it with that. And those who don't do that, they descend on students. They ask for one payment or the other and the rest. I heard of a
Mm.
lecturer who was doing his naming ceremony. Students had to contribute uh, to, to buy ram that they killed. That's not setting to me.
Yeah,
But when we
yeah.
look at it, probably the lecturer was pushed to the wall. So
Mm.
we have to look into that. And then we are having too many universities without the manpower. How do we
Mm.
address that? Uh, there are many schools where the ratio of students to lecturer is so high, it's so
Mm.
bad to the extent that we are now having a situation where CBT exams are being set for things that demand ratings.
Mm.
So the challenges are many, but they are
Okay.
not insurmountable.
Okay.
But
Thank you so much.
the step starts from the government.
Thank you so much. Sharing your thought with us and your panacea for dealing with our education that some claim is in shambles. Thank you so much, Dr. Adeboyola, for joining us. And
A pleasure.
you, you have a lovely weekend. Thank you.
You too. All
Uh,
right. Thank you once again.
have a
Enjoy the rest of the day.
your family. Bye. Okay,
Bye.
Mr. T. We're done. We're virtually done. We couldn't even play the Let's Rewind. Mr. T, if you can hear me, would you want to say your buys, or I should say it for you? Yes, Ife.
Yeah.
Mr. T is still looking for the microphone. You want to say your bye? I will help Mr. T.
Goodbye to everybody. Let's enjoy today as we celebrate ourselves as Africans. Enjoy your weekend.
It's if you have not forgotten the African Day. Mr. T, you want to say
Okay.
your bye? Yeah.
Yes, it's been nice, really, doing this again with you. I'd like to say, same time next week, it will be better. And please don't allow the issues around you to get into you. Okay? Lift
Mm,
yourself up a bit. It's going to be a better tomorrow. I believe so. Bye now.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up at last. Well, as we often say here, be genuinely nice to people around you every day and do good as best as you can afford it. Stay blessed and have a great weekend. More in there.